Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, the Anime Ambo here, coming back at you with part 42 of What If Naruto Was Like Minato, otherwise known as The Return of the Flash on Wattpad. And in this chapter, or in this story, we are going to go through... Wait, what did I just say? We are going to go through all the rest of chapter 22 into chapter 23. So, we are actually nearing the end of this story, and this series is gonna have to come to a close sometime in the future. I don't exactly know how many parts it's gonna take, but it's coming. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm very sad about that, honestly. I really like this story. And I appreciate your guys' support, which leads me to my next point. Like, comment, subscribe, respond to all comments, heart all comments, like all comments, Discord link in the description, Instagram link in the description, and story link in the description. We're not gonna talk too long. So yeah, this is your boy, the Anime Ambu, and cue the intro, please. And so with all that fun stuff out of the way that I know for a fact you guys skipped, let's hop right on into the video. Naruto came back from his daily morning run and made 3 clones to cook breakfast while he got refreshed for his meeting with the Hokage. After he was fully ready, he flashed right onto the roof of the Hokage tower, walking down the rest of the way. He had been warned before not to directly flash into the Hokage's office lest the Anbu mistake him for an enemy and kill him. Obviously probably not going to happen, but whatever. He knocked on the door of the office and waited for the permission to enter. Once he heard Tsunade's voice inside, he opened the door to find Tsunade standing beside the old man, who was seated in his chair. Looks like she's on a trial period until her official coronation, he thought, as he closed the door behind him. Hiruzen and Tsunade straightened up a bit once they saw Naruto enter. He came to stand in front of them, expression bored, but posture not as relaxed as to go hand in hand with his expression. He stood relaxed, but ready to act in an instant should any hostilities erupt. Tsunade felt bad for being one of the people to tell him that his love life was officially over before it even began. The kid didn't deserve it in her eyes. Hiruzen felt much worse than Tsunade, for he had been the one to make the decision to marry Naruto away without telling him. There were a few instances where he truly hated his position as Hokage, for the decisions he had to make almost crushed his conscience with their weight. This was one of them. Naruto kicked off the conversation upon seeing the old folks weren't going to begin anytime soon. So, what's the mission? Hiruzen raised an eyebrow before turning to Tsunade with a questioning look. You told him it's a mission? Tsunade shrugged. It can be considered a long-term mission, can't it not? Hiruzen contemplated before shrugging himself. Well, you're not wrong. Anyways, he turned to Naruto with a most serious look on his face, making Naruto straighten on reflex. Naruto, first of all, I cannot express just how sorry I am to force you into this. I know there's nothing I can ever earn back. I know there's no way I can ever earn back your trust and forgiveness after this. Naruto frowned in concern as he heard those words. He had never seen the old man look older than he really was. Plus, those words rang alarm bells in his mind. Gigi had obviously done something that affected him in a very bad way and heavily blamed himself. So he did the only thing he could, which was steel himself and listen to whatever bad news the man had landed him in. Perhaps he could still find a way out. What have you done? The words came out with more accusatory feeling than he had intended, but they got the point across. Tsunade and Hiruzen flinched at the tone, and Tsunade very slowly took out a scroll from the desk drawer and held it out towards him. Naruto looked at the scroll with apprehension. Worst case scenario, they were kicking him out of the village for something he had apparently done. Then he would have to flee the village somehow and become a missing nin, who would then be on the run from Konoha, Hunterlin, and the Akatsuki. No pressure. He took it with calmness, without showing any fear, nervousness, or anxiety. He opened the scroll and read it swiftly, his brain picking out the important sentences and points quickly. His first reaction was blankness. His mind went completely blank when he discovered that the scroll was a document stating that he was getting married to Sabaku no Tamari from Suna. He was getting married at 13 years of age. It was a surreal thought. Then his mind shifted to anger. Deep, unadulterated anger at the fact that the old man had just given him away like that, without asking for permission. It was completely uncalled for on his part, not to mention illegal. You can't just do that to a clan head without asking for his permission. Clan business was serious business. So serious that even the Hokage only interfered when absolutely necessary. Also, the old man had shot his chance at love with Tamari like it was something he did every day. Was it not enough for him to have ruined his childhood? Then his mind caught up with his most recent thought. The old man had offered him in marriage to Sabaku no Tamari. The same Tamari who wielded a huge fan, impressive wind style, badass attitude, and the absolutely fabulous body. Including those screaming, "Whoa, hold your horses, partner. This is getting a little too descriptive." After his brain finally caught up with the facts, the final reaction followed. Joy bubbled inside him like lava in a volcano. But he used all his mental strength that he had garnered over the years to cap that from showing on his face. Still, some memories escaped from his grasp, such as his first ever make-out session, causing a noticeable blush to spread across his cheeks. He was getting married to the person he had genuinely had feelings for, and that had only grown for. Not just any girl. Hiruzen and Tsunade frowned in concern at his silent reaction, but confusion replaced when they saw a blush spreading over his cheeks. Why was the boy blushing? Is something the matter, Naruto? Hiruzen's question made Naruto look up at them. Scroll suddenly forgotten in his hands. He had the perfect look of a kid with his hand caught in a cookie jar, eyes wide, cheeks reddening with a blush, and mouth open. Tsunade had her eyes slightly narrowed as she spoke to the younger blonde. Are you all right? Naruto, for the first time in a long time, was short of a response. He couldn't think of what to say. It felt extremely awkward. He coughed in his fist. Yes, I'm fine. It's just that I never expected this to happen. However, Tsunade's instincts to those sort of reactions were long honed over the years. Thanks to having a teammate such as Jiraiya, she immediately knew that Naruto was hiding something big. He looked like he had past interactions with the daughter of the Kazekage. How does she know, you ask? Let's just call it a woman's intuition. With an authoritative tone that Hiruzen would honestly say sounded like a mother suspicious of her child, Tsunade asked, no, commanded. I know you're hiding something, you ball of trouble, so spill. Naruto sputtered indignantly. Not a ball of trouble. Trouble knocks my door, not the other way around. Tsunade was now starting to get irritated. Wait, what? Bro. What just happened? Okay, there we go. Tsunade was starting to get irritated. Don't change the topic, mister. What are you hiding? Naruto looked at the irritated face of Tsunade and the morbidly curious face of his surrogate grandfather and pondered on what to say. The fact that they were watching him like hawks was not helping at all. His mind raced over excuses that popped into his head, each being discarded in an instant. Damn it. What happened to the training of looking innocent after a prank? Naruto mentally sighed and looked away, mumbling something too low for the others to hear. Tsunade cupped her ear. What did you say? We've met. Instantly, Tsunade knew that the answer was both true and false. True because his defeated expression at her prodding was crystal clear, and false because his blush and said something else that he was not saying. Oh, no. You're not getting away like that. I know you did something more. What is it? Naruto looked very surprised that she somehow knew he was hiding something, and wondered if all women were like this, knowing that something was being consciously hidden from them. He absently wondered if he would ever be able to hide something from Tamari when they would be married and start living together. We might have. The rest was said in an incomprehensible mumble. For all his age and years as a Hokage, Hiruzen was dumbfounded to see a sudden change in one of his shinobi. Naruto just went from a completely confident ninja to a shy and embarrassed one. He wondered if Naruto really had something big to hide, or he was just embarrassed at being married away at such a young age. Tsunade's patience had just reached its end. She walked up to Naruto, grabbed his collar, shaking him like a rag doll. Will you man up and say it, or do you enjoy keeping people in suspense? Tell us, or I'll really punch you in the next week. We kissed, okay? The answer caught both of them off guard. Tsunade, for one, was not expecting this at all. This was something that was so entirely out of the blue that she was shell-shocked. Her grip on his collar loosened and she stepped back, mouth open, eyes wide, unable to form a word. To hear that Naruto, the boy that she thought was as oblivious as his father used to be, had had a short-term but romantic relationship with a girl. The same girl who her sensei had now given Naruto away to was too much. She simply couldn't make sense of anything right now. The coincidence was almost like an act of fate. Wow. Who'd have thunk it? This is what we call convenience, guys. The author, the plot, story, the way it's taking a turn. Convenience. This is convenient. A convenient turn of events. Alright, let's continue. Hiruzen, on the other hand, was no better off. He had never, in his wildest thoughts, imagined that Naruto apparently had been in a relationship with the Kazekage's daughter. He then realized that Naruto could only have met Temari when the Sand siblings came here for the Chunin exams. He had always thought that Naruto was a serious child, dedicated to becoming stronger so that he could protect what was precious to him. He never thought Naruto might actually put time aside for some romance, such as this. However, learning that Naruto had already liked the selected bride, a great deal of weight was pulled off his shoulders. He almost sank in his chair in relief like a melting ice cream cone. Naruto finally looked suspiciously at the two in the room. It was clear who was the one who actually came up with this idea. But was it really that hard to believe that he had been in a temporary, soon-to-be permanent romantic relationship? But then again, it was from the point of view of a third person. Maybe the reaction was to be expected. But right now, he needed to get out of here. Can I leave? The question managed to snap the other two into attention. Before they could reply, Naruto had already flashed back to his apartment. There was silence for a few moments, broken then by Tsunade's chuckles. Hiruzen raised an eyebrow at her, silently asking why. Tsunade replied, "Who would have thought that brat actually had a relationship with a girl, and you're marrying him off to the same girl?" Hiruzen nodded, too relaxed to speak right. He was just glad that Naruto already had a relationship with the girl, so this wouldn't be too tough on him. We got a lot left. Well, that was a surprise. Naruto was sitting on the head of his father, looking over the village in the night. This was his favorite place to come whenever he wanted to think in silence. Right now, he had a shit-eating grin on his face. Damn right it was. I hate to say this, but it was almost like an act of fate. I guess we should just leave it at that. Neither you nor I are capable of truly knowing just how this happened. Yeah, because you'd be breaking the fourth wall. Naruto shrugged. True, however, this is surreal that I'm getting married at such a young age, when I should be focused on getting stronger. But I'm glad that it happened to be Temari. We both are. Speaking of getting strong, you don't need to get back into training. I want you to master my first tail by the end of the week. You have had enough rest. You got it, Kurama. Although I wonder how Temari will react to this piece of news. I'm sure she's just as overwhelmed as you are, Naruto. Perhaps more so than you. I'm wondering how Gato would react, though. Naruto raised his eyebrow, whistling. Damn, you're right. Perhaps I should be worried about both of their reactions. Her brother, though, he is a barrel of laughs. What? A loud snort echoed through his mind. You're right about that. When you really look at it, he really is just a boy in his sister's makeup, playing with dolls. Pfft, damn. This time, Naruto was the one who snorted. How do you know he wore Temari's makeup? Would any self-respecting man confess to having a makeup kit? Fair point. Naruto thought back to what he had read on the documents, and automatically a grin curled up on his lips. The thought of marrying Temari, I'm not going to say that next line, for the rest of his life. Hiruzen was just wrapping up work in his office. Tsunade was to be announced as Hokage tomorrow, so it had been a very busy day for him. Not to mention giving Naruto the good news. He was about to shun swing to his clan compound when he heard it. Yahoo! It suspiciously sounded like the person he was used to seeing. Boom. Alright, so that's the end of chapter 22. We have 5 more chapters until we're done with the story as a whole. I hope you guys enjoyed. Saturday is going to be a triple upload, guys. Listen, this is a special thing that I am doing for 2,000 subscribers. Also, there's going to be something very special, a couple things, and I'm hoping that you're looking forward to it, because you should be looking forward to it, and you should be ready and wanting to enjoy these things. They're coming very soon, so get ready, guys. I hope you enjoyed this part. I'm sorry if it was a little shorter. I'm very tired. I might go take a nap now, seeing as how I didn't go to sleep last night. Yeah, I'm tired, man. Come on. Don't forget to drink your water, hydrate yourself. Story link in the description, Discord, Instagram, links in the description. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is your boy, the Anime Ambu, and I am out. Deuces.